Hello again guys and welcome back to my channel. I am Kojiro from Gaming and Japan, and in this video guys I'm going to explain to you where I was for the past few months, what is my current gaming job that is related to Guilty Gear Strive as per the title of the video, and what is going to be the future of this channel and why I had to be away and what I'm going to do now since I'm back here with my English content. So guys, basically I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm not gonna make the video too long, but I'm going to lay out the big news for you. Then I'm going to explain why I had to kind of like not talk about this stuff here on my channel. So guys, I am actually a community manager on behalf of Bandai Namco for a small country in Eastern Europe called Bulgaria. It has almost 7 million people of population. And what basically happened at the end of last year was that I got a call and I received the opportunity to be responsible for one additional country as a community manager on behalf of Bandai Namco. One more country in Eastern Europe called Romania. It's to the north of Bulgaria. It's a much bigger country with a lot more population. And I said yes. And so now I'm responsible for two countries in Eastern Europe and the relationships between the company and the content creators, basically the media and all that stuff. So I'm going to tell you now how initially I came to do this, to have this job, and why I had to be away for some period of time before I get used to my new position. So guys, in Bulgaria I have done a lot of event management. I'm very deep neck into the Japanese video games and in PlayStation gaming. I have a PS5, by the way. I'm gonna bash it a little bit in some of my subsequent videos, but I have organized a lot of events for Japanese video games in my country, for fighting games specifically. I've been a number of times a winner in different fighting game tournaments and events. I was a part of the organization of some of the biggest convention events here in my country, and I was always kind of like the go-to guy when it comes to Japanese video games here. And some time ago, I was also a host for a TV program, a live TV show about video games on live television. And I was the guy responsible for the PlayStation section, the PlayStation content, and for some of the anime content. We had anime kind of like a segment there. And for things related to Japanese culture, because I also speak the language. And I am pretty much, I have all the necessary skill levels to promote Japanese video games through communities and through content creation, through events, and as someone who actually covers video games himself. So that's why I got the opportunity to work with Bandai Namco, which is one of the biggest, one of my most favorite publishers of all time. It has Tekken and Soul Calibur. It has a lot of anime games, but it also has the central Souls games like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. So I was very happy to have this opportunity before. But since I had all the foundation with my event management, my kind of like a high status, at least in terms of video games popularity prowess that you can have, and I knew pretty much everyone and everyone knew me, so the foundation was there for me before I started doing the community management activities here. And all I had to do is learn the correct process that is required for you to kind of like report what kind of activities you're doing and to basically synchronize the strategy of said video game company to what the community can absorb and like have fun with in specific dates, in specific timelines, in periods, and stuff like that. So I was doing that before I joined the company, and I was still doing that after I started doing the community management activities. I was also a content creator. I am doing a lot of streams and also YouTube videos and a lot of analysis and articles and stuff like that. Basically, as you have seen, Bandai Namco America is how Bandai Namco America is sometimes they have these streams called Tales of Thursdays, I think, where they stream Tales games. Some of the team in the US. I'm basically doing something like that here in my country, and yeah, I was in that position for a while, but now I had the opportunity to be responsible for one more country. By the way, I want to emphasize here that here on this channel, all the things that I'm saying and all the things that I'm sharing as an opinion and topics that I'm covering is entirely my own personal opinion and view. I'm not going to talk about, when it comes to Bandai specific, I'm not going to talk about and review stuff that are not already being public knowledge and didn't receive an official trailer or a news post, social media post or anything like that. So please consider everything I'm going to say here as my personal opinion, and this does not reflect any kind of like a strategy or official activities. I'm just talking to you as a person who likes Japanese video games and Japanese culture overall. So, and the other reason I didn't want to talk about this on my channel was not because I was afraid that somebody's going to say, how dare you speak here on behalf of us or anything like that. No, it's because I'm actually not from the US, guys. My content here is in English, but I'm not from the States. I've never been or lived to America, and honestly, I don't personally know, or I should say, I don't have connections to people in the US that are working something similar to that. I have connections with here in Eastern Europe and in Europe at large, but not in the US. So whenever I speak on topics like the video game industry overall and not just covering the video game or talking about combos in fighting games or something like that, I always had the feeling that there is some angle or there is some details or caveats that I need to mention, but I'm not aware of because I'm not from the States. So in terms of just advice to content creators and advice to people in the FGC, if I'm doing the content in English, I'm assuming that some people in the US or the UK or Australia or Canada might be watching. So the things that I'm going to say might not be 100% relevant to them. But now I think I know how to speak about these things in kind of like a broad strokes and general approach fashion that is relatable to pretty much everyone, and I can share a lot more and be useful and of service to you in a lot ways than just like showing a boss battle video or showing a combo for a fighting game or talking to you about Resident Evil builds and stuff like that. So I'm both a person from the PR and community side of video game industry, but I'm also a content creator, someone who works with content creators, so I can share with you stuff that are on both sides and how you can approach working with video game publishers and working as a content creator, especially if you're in a smaller country, and especially if you're a beginner and you want to specialize in kind of like Japanese video games which are not exactly like mainstream, like Fortnite or Minecraft or Grand Theft Auto or Counter-Strike or League or anything like that. So this is the reason that I wanted to start making videos again. But the other reason is that I just need time to learn, guys. I need time to learn about the community in Romania because, like I said, here in my country I had the foundation, but in Romania nobody knows me, and I didn't know anyone except for one of the biggest content creators there, but I didn't have contact with them because there was no reason for me to, outside of some kind of like regional events for fighting games, but again, these were kind of just like one-off things. But now I really had to be in contact with the gaming media and especially the content creators there. The gaming media is not so big in our region here in Eastern Europe, but content creators are on the rise in a very serious way, and I needed time to get acquainted with the environment and get people to know me, although I didn't have the foundation, and I don't speak the language, so I cannot really make content in Romanian language, because like if it's Russian, for example, I can get by in Russian. I can speak a little bit of Russian. I understand very well Russian, so that's that. But Romanian is very different. There are some similarities, but I cannot just make a YouTube channel. The thing here is that whenever media in my country doesn't cover anything, or there is things that need to be moved as a content in the public sphere faster, I can do the content myself. Okay, I can I can make a review, I can make up analysis, I can make an event myself. I'm not really into that anymore, but if needs be, I can do stuff like that. But I don't live for Romania. I don't live there, and I cannot be a content creator for that country. So I had to do a lot of groundwork, a lot of emails, a lot of private conversations and calls and stuff like that in order to get acquainted. And in February came Little Nightmares 2, so I got to send my first keys to the content creators and the media there. But there was also the second round of Guilty Gear Strive beta, so I also got to support the fighting game community there. They are very similar to the community in my country. It's super cool guys. They have a lot of tournaments. One of the guys there organized one of the noticeable Guilty Gear X-Starter F2 tournaments with players, some of the best players in Europe on PC. So I had to do a lot of groundwork, guys. And also for Romania, I'm also doing key account management on behalf of Bandai Namco. So key account management basically means that you have the publisher, and then you have a strategic partnered retailers in said country. And the retailers obviously sell video games to the general public, and they have to buy these games from the publisher, right? So the key account management is the connecting tissue between those two entities. And I have worked with retailers before a lot, mainly for promotional events or for launch events and for campaigns, stuff like that, but never on the purely commercial side of things. So I didn't have any experience. So again, I had to learn a lot new skills in a very short period of time. January was very tough, guys. In January, I almost didn't play any games. The only game that I played in January was Other Side, because it's a tactical strategic game, and in between the turns you can go do something else. You can take care of emails and respond and ask questions and stuff like that, and then after you reply, you can make a turn or two in the game. Other Side is awesome, by the way. It's like Claymore, but in kind of like a strategic combat, very hardcore, very hard to play, and also kind of like a Bloodborne world environment like that. But anyway, some other time on that. So yeah, this was the reason that I was away, guys. So now that I'm back, I'm going to not only talk about video games, but I want to also talk about news in the video game industry, some advices for content creators for Japanese video games. I'm going to bash PS5 a lot for positive reasons, if I may say. And I'm going to also talk about some just general things about my observations on American culture. That's nothing to do with video games specifically. Not going to be politics, please don't be alarmed. And I also want to talk about things related to Japan, mainly tips and tricks about Japanese language, and probably somewhere in the future interviews with people from Japan related to video games. I'm also part of a Japanese esports team. I'm in the management of a Japanese esports team called Karo Gaming. So my main point here is, guys, that I was away for a while for very good reason. But the main point of the channel is to be helpful to you and be not like entertainment is not exactly the correct word, but something of value that also contains video game content and entertainment for people that actually care about video games on different levels. So I can really do a lot more things that I was doing before on the channel. So I hope you're gonna stick around here. Again, the things that I'm talking about when it comes to Bandai Namco games, it doesn't matter if it's like a combo video or just a general topic, are only my personal opinion. For like official news and trailers and stuff like that, you have to follow the official channels. I'm only giving here my own views, and that's not gonna change. And yeah, I hope I can be of service to you in some significant way. I am very happy that I'll be able to help the communities in 2 different countries when Guilty Gear Strives comes in June. And I'll be playing the game a lot. I have some, not negative, but some cautionate things to say about the game compared to the previous Guilty Gear titles. It's not going to be like the tired trope argument. Whoa, the previous Guilty Gear games were the best, and now this is like simplified for scripts or anything like that. No, it's not. But at the same time, the game system and the combat system is different, but you can have the conversation in a constructive way without both sides going to their corners in terms of the OGs don't like the new games because they're too simple, and the Zoomers are like, yeah, stay in your corner, OG guys. Like, we're gonna play the new game, we're gonna have fun. It doesn't matter how different it is from what you have used to. So yeah, I think this conversation can be held in a more constructive and interesting and deeper way than it is right now. But yeah, I'm gonna do that sometime in the future. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the new PlayStation 5 update and how it doesn't really help with some of its key problems that the console has in terms of interface interaction. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. You can also follow me on Twitter at GamingandJapan. I mainly retweet things from my Japanese esports team there, but if you want to ask something in English, I will be always happy to respond. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!